Queens team takes a slope.
It's a great day. We are definitely better.
Giving his thoughts on the new signing class for the Buffaloes. This.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CU Sports Mag. I'm Mike Kerner, sitting alongside Derek Kessinger.
It's been a long break for Sports Mag thanks to a record-breaking snowstorm that prevented us from taping last week, but we're back and the Buffs have been busy.
The Golden Buffs traveled to Tucson Thursday to take on the Arizona Wildcats. The first half was back and forth for the whole 20 minutes. However, the Wildcats made some crucial changes during halftime and came out swinging. In the second half, the Buffs really struggled offensively and only hit 4 of 19 from beyond the three-point line. With CU only averaging 37% overall from the field, Arizona gave the Buffs their fourth loss in 5 consecutive road games. Andre Roberson had 12 points and 11 rebounds for the Buffs, and Austin Default had 10 points and 7 rebounds. Perry had 17 points for Arizona, and Hill had 16 points as well, making the final score CU 57, Arizona 71.
Well, the CU men's team may have lost, but the Buffs have another tough game coming up against the Sun Devils. While the men's team experienced... Okay, now we're going to do women's versus Arizona highlights. And that was at the Coors Event Center early. Wilson putting it up for the Buffaloes. But Arizona would try to come back, working the offense, sends it to Butler for 3. That was good. The Wildcats controlled this game early. Arizona applied a lot of pressure, but the Buffs defense kind of faltered. That was Warthen with the basket there. But Jeffries would help control the offense, sending it to Zaborov. She'd have her best game, the freshman, coming into this one. And Wilson, the give and go there. She would drive it. She just gets better and better every game for the Buffaloes that she plays. This game had the Buffs up 3 at halftime. Chip worked hard in this one, taking a break there. Now second half Wildcats. White shoots a 3 and makes it, keeps her team in the game. And then Jeffrey would take over. She makes a 3 there after coming off her 1,000-point game. But Arizona would try to keep it close. White again sends it down low to Rhodes for the basket. And then Jeffries puts all she has into the layup, gets the point, and then they would take it away as Jeffries puts up the shot and then is rebounded by Reese. She puts it in. Buffs win 69-59. It snapped a 3-game losing streak for the Buffs. They'll take on the Sun Devils on Saturday. Jeffries had 21 points, 4 rebounds. Zaborov, as I said, had 10 points. That was career high for her. Warthen had 13 points for Arizona, and Arnold had 19 points for...
I mean, we're on our home floor, and we knew we had to score. We knew what we had to come out. We knew what we had to do to, bring the dagger out early.
Nothing ever comes easy. So, it was good to, come out and be up, look up at the scoreboard and know, like we got this sealed. We don't have to cram our brains thinking about who's going to take the last shot, if we're going to make it, if we're going to go into overtime.
We closed out first halves really strong and came out in the second half really strong. We haven't done that for a while, so it was good to see us get back to that mentality, that killer instinct mentality, and I felt like we have had that.
Taking a look around the horn, here are the conference standings for the Pac-12.
Actually, we're gonna take a break now, so we'll get those to you later.
Awesome.
We won 24 NCAA championships, sent 18 NASA astronauts into space, inspired 4 Nobel laureates, unlocked the genetic secrets of cancer in a place that averages over 300 days of sunshine a year, ranks as America's smartest and healthiest city, and is home to the mightiest mascot in college sports. If you didn't know what the University of Colorado is all about, now you do.
That's right. Do I look like a commingled contender to you? All I want is newspaper.
Why don't you bring that bottle over here? I won't be spitting it back at you.
All right, boy, why don't you bring that bottle over here to Commingle so these boys stop bickering and ruin my night.
This is a family that was almost fed by neighbors who almost volunteered to help them out. Almost volunteered. When it comes to giving, almost doesn't count.
How you doing? I just want regular, no sugar today.
You got it.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi.
Did you eat that whole thing today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing?
She's getting big, huh?
Good. Yeah, she is big. Great haircut.
Yeah.
Looks cute. Come on, let's go. Nice to see you. Thanks a lot.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
Last week, the men's basketball team swept both Oregon State and Oregon at the Coors Event Center to improve to 8-3 in the Pac-12. The Buffs easily took care of the Beavers, 82-60 behind Andre Roberson's 16 points and 15 rebounds. Freshman guard Askia Booker continued to play well off the bench, chipping in 15 points and 7 rebounds. All in all, 5 CU players scored in double figures to give the Buffs an easy win. CU took care of the sweep on Saturday as they held off the Oregon Ducks 72-71. This game wasn't without controversy as the Ducks were called for a shooting foul with 1 second left on the clock. Nate Tomlinson corralled a rebound off an Oregon missed free throw with 5 seconds left and drove the length of the court and was fouled. He calmly stepped up to the line and knocked down the first free throw and missed the second on purpose as the clock ran out. With the sweep, the Buffs improved to 8-3 in the Pac-12. And
Women's basketball player Chucky Jeffrey scored her 1,000th point last Saturday against Oregon. She was the 24th player in school history to do so, and it also made her CU Sports Mag Athlete of the Week.
Kind of having a rough time my freshman year, and I just coaches helped me evolve a little bit. I'm a scorer now, and so it feels good to get 1,000 points. It's very good. It just makes you hungry for more. We've kind of been under the radar for a while, but the thing we just focus on is not being under pressure. We never feel like we're under pressure because once we feel like that, then we're all frazzled and stuff. So we don't feel any pressure at all. I mean, it kind of sucks, being under the radar, but it just makes it even better when you beat those good teams, and because then everybody's saying like, oh, it's a big win, it's a big win, and it's a big win, but it's not a big win to us. It's a win that we're supposed to get. We got the last 5 of our 7 games on our home floor, and we can be in a better position right now, so we got to come out aggressive, pushing the ball, playing defense, getting back to ourselves, and hopefully we get some wins out of that. I'm Chucky Jeffrey, and I'm CU Sports Mag Athlete of the Week.
Coming off a sweep of the Oregon schools at home, the men's basketball team laid an egg against Arizona.
David LaRose and Leo Wolfson take to the double team set to discuss the continued road struggles for the Buffs.
Welcome to Double Team. I'm David LaRose sitting alongside Leo Wolfson, and we just saw a few highlights from the Oregon State matchup last week, but we're going to delve a little bit deeper into that game, starting with Oregon State. There really were no matchup for the Buffs coming into the Coors Event Center. They handled them easily, 82-60. Andre Roberson had a huge game, 16 and 15.
Yep, just an overall great performance from the whole team. The Buffs actually had 5 players scoring double figures, which is pretty unheard of for Pac-12 play, so kudos to the team chemistry there. Also, Askia Booker came off the bench and scored 15 points and 7 rebounds, so just a great overall effort there.
Well, that's kind of Askia Booker's role coming off the bench as that 6th man. He's a bit of a spark plug when he comes in. Oregon State had that zone working early, and Askia Booker came in and started diving into those gaps, penetrating with the dribble and dishing off to people down low. He really got the offense moving.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a very aggressive game overall, just pure dominance. They beat Oregon State last year, and they continued that trend again this year. And then they also had a very tough matchup against the other Oregon team, the Oregon Ducks, on the next day.
Right, Oregon had a little bit of trouble getting into Boulder. We know that we had that huge snowstorm Thursday going into Friday. They didn't get into Boulder until about 10 o'clock Friday night, and that's really a quick turnaround that next Saturday to have that game against the Buffs.
Absolutely. Real tough to come back after that lack of sleep and all that stuff. So they ended up entering that game also, which was also a game that had a lot of controversy as well.
It did have a controversial ending. The score was tied 71-71 with about 8 seconds left. Oregon's Shulu was stepped to the line for an and-one opportunity to try to hit the free throw, and as you see, he missed. Andre Roberson gets the ball, passes it off to Tomlinson. Tomlinson drives the length of the floor, and he goes up, and he gets fouled. And now we'll take a second look at that, and we'll slow it down here as he drives. Good job by Tomlinson to drive all the way to the hoop. And as you take another look, as you slow it down, it looks like he got the wrist, but if we look even closer, it looks like he actually got the ball, but the ref still called a foul. Hand is part of the ball. He ended up making that free throw to put the Buffs up by 1 with about 1 second left. So really, it was a good job by Tomlinson.
Absolutely. Just being aggressive, showing some veteran workmanship, just taking it to the hoop, paid off. So what then happened after that was he made his first shot, and then he intentionally missed the second so that Oregon was forced to take a shot from way down the court. They missed it, and the game was the Buffs.
Well, if you remember earlier on in the season, they had a similar situation against Colorado State where Tomlinson drove down the floor, and instead of driving to the hoop trying to get fouled, he took a step-back three, and that's kind of really haunted him ever since that game. But moving on, the Buffs went on the road, took on Arizona. The McKale Center is always a tough place to play, but the Buffs really never play that well on the road.
No, they don't. They've been 1-3 in the Pac-12 this season on the road, and they've really just been struggled to really get some consistency going with that. So the Arizona game was a big test as far as proving their ability to be a legitimate contender in the Pac-12, but as some people may know, it didn't end up so well.
Well, the Buffs came in at 1-4 in the conference, and the loss dropped them to 1-5 on the road, in conference, 8-4 overall in the conference. Drops them into that third place tie, but really the offense wasn't that smooth on the road. They couldn't get quality shots. Arizona's defense played really well. They packed in the lane, so the Buffs couldn't drive and kick out like they wanted to. So kind of a rough game for the Buffs offense.
Exactly, yeah. It was a close game for most of the part into the first half. It was 34-28 at the end of the first half. But then Arizona went in a 12-3 run in the second half, and they took a 9-point lead after that, and it was just all over for CU. CU just could not get anything done offensively. They shot 4 of 19 from three-point range, 37% overall. You just can't win ball games in the Pac-12 with those numbers.
Well, it's kind of the Buffs' MO on the road. They go in, they play well early, they stick with the team throughout the whole first half, and then in the second half, for some reason, they just get lack of focus on both ends of the floor, and they let the home team get all the momentum and make a run to kind of stretch out that lead. So the Buffs drop another road game. Next, they head to Arizona State on Saturday to try to get off the schneid on the road. For Leo Wolfson, I'm David LaRose, and we'll send it back to the desk.
The CU ski team is fighting off the weather as well as top-ranked Utah in Alaska. Rain caused cancellations of several events at the Alaska Anchorage Seawolf event. Senior Erica Gent finished 5th in the giant slalom before the event was canceled. CU senior Aliska Hajkova captured her 6th career win in the freestyle cross-country race. She also won the 5K race with a time of 13 minutes and 52 seconds. Utah is currently in the lead at the invite. CU ski team will finish with the slalom event on Friday.
The University of Colorado plans to add a new sport for the first time in 16 years, women's lacrosse. The team will begin competing in the spring of 2014, which will push CU's total number of sports to 17. Athletic Director Mike Bones says the decision to add women's lacrosse was due to a strong interest from students and the fact that it is the fastest growing sport in Colorado among girls. CU joins the University of Denver as the only Division I schools in Colorado that have women's lacrosse. The Pac-12 conference does include women's lacrosse, but currently only 4 schools, Stanford, California, Oregon, and Southern California, have teams.
In light of the new addition to CU Sports, SportsMag wanted to see if you knew the answer to this week's trivia question. What 5 sports did CU once offer but cut back in the 1980s? Think that one over for a while, and we will reveal the answer later on in the show.
The CU women's lacrosse team also brings us to this week's poll question. We were wondering here at CU Sports Mag, if we were to add another team as a CU department, what would you like to see? A, men's baseball, B, women's softball, C, men's hockey, or D, swimming and diving? Log on to cusportsmag.com to cast your vote. The CU student section may be one of the best in all of college basketball. See what award the C unit is up for.
Also, CU's football team signed an impressive recruiting class. We have details after the break.
I'm Jeremy Bloom, former CU student, football player, Olympian, and world champion. But most importantly, I'm a forever Buff, which means I'm part of 240,000 students and alums created by the CU Boulder Alumni Association. The University of Colorado will always be something I'm very proud to be a part of. The years that I spent going to school and playing football provided me with some of the best memories of my life. So come join me in creating lifelong CU relationships and explore the Forever Buff program.
Don't be mean. Clean your machine.
Countless late nights studying? Relying on caffeine to keep you awake throughout the day? According to researchers at Brown University, a shocking 89% of college students nationwide struggle to get the necessary 8 hours of sleep recommended each night. Getting a full night's rest promotes a healthy immune system, supports memory function, and restores energy. Sleep is not a waste of time, and sleep deprivation can have serious negative effects on your academic performance and social life. 8 hours. Get some.
What? Dude. It wastes energy to leave everything on. It's simple. Just turn it off before you go to sleep.
Do your part. Be energy smart.
All Buffs know the CU fight song is CU Unit's national anthem. The CU Unit student section at basketball games has been nominated for the Naismith Student Section of the Year award.
Fans can cast their vote for CU on a I Love College Hoops Facebook page. CU Sports Mag went to a game to capture firsthand how loud these fans can get.
They're the heartbeat of this arena. They're the difference makers. We want this place to be jumping. Basketball is a participant sport. I like it when they participate. They can make a difference.
Although the fall is when Colorado football takes place, this time of year could be crucial for the Buffs. And head coach John Embry is doing his best to bring the necessary talent to Boulder for the CU to be successful in the Pac-12.
Today we got better. The Buffaloes definitely got better. There's a lot of excitement around our program.
There is no doubt the Buffs got just that. They got better. They made improvements in the areas they needed most.
You know, as I looked at the board, we had a lot of holes. And so I kind of prioritized how we needed to fill them. This year it was defensive back and D-line.
While Colorado signed 28 recruits, only a slight minority, 3 came from inside the state.
The third area was Colorado. We didn't do a good enough job. And I say we, it's me. So I got to continue to figure out what it is that we need to do.
The entire class is talented, but no player has made more waves than four-star recruit Yuri Wright, who was recently expelled from his high school due to several profane tweets.
A couple things about Yuri. No, I didn't have any reservations. You know, I understand he made a mistake, but I don't think that's a reason that you bury a kid.
Wright is complimented by numerous others that could make a difference this year on the field. But Embry knows it's hard to tell how good the class will actually turn out.
Really, at the end of it, I think you can judge your class in 4 years. I wish they'd rank you then. See who stayed, who performed, who, due to injuries or whatever academics, sometimes people don't make it.
Embry and the Buffs have brought in a lot of good talent and some strong personalities. With a recruiting class that is ranked by some as high as the top 30 in the country, it won't be long before a 3-10 record is a thing of the past.
It's a great day. We are definitely better, and we're looking forward to spring ball.
Andy McDonald, CU Sports Mag.
The track and field season is just beginning, but one track star is already receiving honors. Senior distance runner Emma Coburn was recently named 2011 Mile High Sports Magazine's Collegiate Athlete of the Year. Last season, Coburn took home the NCAA Women's 3,000-meter steeplechase title with a time of 9 minutes and 41 seconds. In June, she won the USA title and earned herself a spot on the U.S. World Championship roster. Coburn placed 14th at the World Championships, making her the only American to run in the steeplechase final.
A CU coaching legend passed away last week. Former CU cross-country and track and field coach Jerry Quiller passed away last week after battling multiple myeloma. During his career at CU, Coach Q led the Buffs to 3 Big 8 conference titles and made a dozen appearances at the NCAA championships for both men's and women's events. He was named the league's Coach of the Year 5 times during his run at CU, while coaching 19 All-Americans, including Olympians Adam Gutscher and Alan Culpepper. Coach Q was an assistant coach for the 2000 Olympic team that competed in Sydney, Australia. He was 69 when he passed away.
Mike Bohn hired John Embry last year to turn the football program around, and now he has placed Danny Sanchez in charge of women's soccer. Sanchez is the 3rd head coach in CU history and brings an impressive resume to Boulder. Sanchez coached the Wyoming women's soccer team to its best record in school history, including an appearance in the Mountain West Conference title game last season. Besides Wyoming, Sanchez coached 2 other squads, including 2 Division II national championship teams at Metro State. He replaces longtime coach Bill Hempen, who resigned after 11 seasons, but not before leading CU all the way to 6 NCAA tournament appearances, the most in school history.
The CU track and field team is off to a running start this spring season. Last Saturday, the team participated in the Air Force Team Challenge. The men's team took 2nd, while the women's finished 3rd at the meet. Joe Morris won the 60-meter dash with a time of 6.77 seconds. He also placed in the 200. Eileen Gehring won the 400 with a personal record of 56.17 seconds. The track and field team is now preparing for the New Mexico Classic this Friday. CU Sports Mag loves our Twitter followers. See who made our Twitter followers of the week.
Also, stay tuned to hear the answer to that tricky trivia question.
How dope was that party last night, man? Yeah, no. Wait, I can't really. You're breaking up. lost service. Yeah, no, and then he shoved me, and I was like, that's not cool. And so I just rocked him, and it was tight.
It was a total dime piece, man. Took her back to my place, had a few drinks, you know what I mean.
And after all of that, she told me she had a kid, and I'm not trying to be any part of that right there. You know what I mean? It was a crazy.
The CU men's golf team finished in 18th place at the 22nd annual Ameria Ari Invitational. The Buffaloes, ranked 55th, moved up one spot from 19th to 18th in the standings in Waikoloa, Hawaii. The Buffs shot 10 over par 298 on Friday to tie Hawaii for the 18th place. This was one of the tougher regular season fields for the Buffs. They faced 8 of the nation's top 14 teams and 7 of the current top 10 ranked amateurs in the world. The Buffs have plenty of time to polish up their skills for the next tournament when they travel to the Wyoming Desert Intercollegiate Tournament February 25th and 26th.
The CU men's basketball team is doing well at the Coors Event Center again this season. CU Sports Mag went to find out how loyal the fans are to their Colorado Buffaloes in this week's Man on the Street.
Hi, I'm Laura Moniz with CU Sports Mag on Fair and Field, talking to students about men's basketball after going 1-1 on their road trip to California this past weekend.
I think so. I think we're pretty good at basketball. Yeah. Aren't we like #1 right now? Maybe?
I hope. Yes, of course. We're Boulder.
Definitely. We have a great team. We're really good.
I'm really not sure.
No, because the Pac-12 sucks this year.
Based on looks, I don't know. I like the one with the mohawk. Yeah, the mohawk's nice. It's funny.
Yeah, ski.
Askia.
Ski.
Askia Booker. Andre, right?
I don't.
Not at all. Not at all. I cannot. No. Oh, is that Andre Roberson?
No.
Spencer.
Yeah, it's Spencer. He's 13. I'm positive because I've washed his jersey for him before.
Nope. But they're all very handsome.
Yeah. Beautiful men.
Beautiful
on the basketball
men.
team.
Seems like our students need to freshen up their knowledge on CU men's basketball. From CU Sports Mag, I'm Lauren Moniz. Back to you at the desk.
Sports Mag would love to give a big shout out to some of our best followers this week. At 52 to 80 Shirt Shop for sending stickers to pass out for the men's OSU basketball game. And at Danny Bernstein and Amanda B729, who are both Sports Mag alumni who still keep up with all our CU news. Thanks for following, and if you want a Sports Mag Twitter shout out, follow us and tweet us at CU Sports Mag.
And now time to answer that trivia question. Just to refresh your memory, the question was, what five sports did CU use to offer but cut back on in the 1980s? The CU sports that used to exist but are no more included baseball, wrestling, gymnastics, swimming, and diving. Maybe one day they will be revived.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Mike Kerner alongside Derek Hessinger, and we'll see you next week.